The Bells of Ravenshade. Before we start, like and subscribe my channel for more amazing stories. In the year 1899, the town of Ravenshade was known for its quiet hills and an old stone church that stood alone on the edge of the valley. The church had long been abandoned after a mysterious fire destroyed its steeple. No one knew who rang the final bell that night, but it was said the sound never really stopped. For over a century, people swore they could hear a bell echoing at exactly 2:16 a.m., even though the church was empty. The townsfolk believed it was cursed. Detective Jonah Reed didn't believe in curses. He was sent to Ravenshade from the State Bureau after a pattern of strange disappearances centered around the old church. In the past 5 years, exactly 7 people had vanished, each one last seen walking near the ruins after midnight. Their phones were found, screens cracked, all with audio recordings of distant bells tolling, followed by whispers. Jonah arrived during autumn, the sky thick with gray clouds and the scent of burning leaves. Ravenshade was quiet, almost too quiet. Locals refused to talk about the church. An elderly man finally broke the silence. He told Jonah the legend of Father Benedict, the last priest of the church. In 1899, he had gone mad after claiming that the church bell had spoken to him, demanding souls as payment for salvation. One night, the steeple caught fire. The bell rang 13 times before crashing to the ground. Father Benedict was never found. That night, Jonah decided to visit the church himself. The ruins were crumbling, moss-covered, surrounded by fog. The bell, massive and cracked, lay in the tall grass. It was strange. It looked recently polished, though untouched for decades. He knelt to examine the base. That's when he heard it. A faint chime. One single ring. There was no wind. Then voices. Children singing a hymn in a language he could not understand. Jonah rose, flashlight in hand, heart pounding. As he turned, he saw a figure standing in the archway of the ruined church. A priest's robe, a burned face, eyes glowing faintly red. Jonah blinked. The figure vanished. The next day, he reviewed the audio he'd recorded. At the timestamp, 2:16 a.m., the tape picked up not just bells, but a voice whispering his name. Jonah, he visited the town's historical archives, buried in the back of an old schoolhouse. There he found Father Benedict's journal, partly burned but readable. It spoke of 13 chosen souls who would be claimed by the bell to reopen the gate to something beyond. 11 names were listed. 2 blank spaces remained. Jonah's blood ran cold. That night, he stayed by the ruins again, this time with a local deputy named Lexa Moore. She had grown up in Ravenshade and lost her sister near the church 3 years before. Together, they waited. At exactly 2:16 a.m., the fog thickened. The bell tolled 13 times. Then came the whispers. Jonah and Lexa stood frozen as shadowy figures emerged from the mist, people in old choir robes with hollow faces. They moved silently in a circle, surrounding the broken bell. The ground trembled. Jonah realized the bell wasn't just metal. It was a seal, and it was breaking. He shouted for Lexa to run, but she was staring at one of the figures. It looked just like her sister. The figure reached out. Lexa stepped forward. Jonah pulled her back just as a hand of black smoke reached out from the bell crack, clawing the earth. He grabbed a flare and threw it into the center. The smoke screamed. The figures vanished. And then, silence. The next morning, everything was still. The bell was now shattered completely. And in the dirt, someone had written in ash, "Only one more Jonah and Lexa sealed off the site," reported the event as structural collapse and hallucinations from swamp gas. But they both knew the truth. That bell had once held something imprisoned. And now it needed just one more soul to return. That night, Jonah received a call from an unknown number. A single word came through. Soon,